Through the Lens. Shout out to Jacob Bradley for the title suggestion. This is just a small dive into my life as a cinema major and one of the photographers for WTOP over the past 4 years now. You may look at me and say, haven't I seen her face before? And yes, you have. Not only this semester, but last semester as well. And you may need a little refresher, and that's totally fine. So I prepared a little video recounting all the shows I have appeared on. This hat from Amazon, it's like Harry Styles frog hat.
Yes.
I got this yellow tank top from Marshall. So I take one bad photo of them and it's all over for me. Like Mania Edition. I'm your guest moderator, Erin Blank. Maybe sometimes we have film festivals that people are willing to teach you how to do circus.
Is there chemical X in there as well?
Yes, there's something in here.
Hi. We got Mike Gross.
Weather, which I barely understand.
30 something. Then closer to Halloween, they went up. Disney Springs, so yeah. I'd rather be a potato because people are allergic to peanut butter, so I don't want people to be allergic to me. Thalassophobia? Thalassophobia? Oh, so this is
Yeah,
that?
I mean, who's that?
Oh man, I'm forgetting everything.
Just a solitary Big Mac.
Yeah.
I was
think it was
thinking,
like,
it is our bathroom break, so.
yeah.
Teams here. What else you got? Cup of extra virgin olive oil. Number 5.
Oh, they're sleeping.
From a working perspective.
Honestly, there's a mixed crowd. Like, a lot of people do love villains.
I have.
Feel a little frozen.
Come on, don't do me like. Don't do me like. That was too much.
We came up with a story, we got paired with an artist, and then from then on, we gave the artist. So, Erin, your favorite beach? Wildwood Beach. Okay. Like it.
Do you?
I
okay.
do.
Too spicy for you? Or?
No, it's a perfect amount of spice.
Okay.
So, as you can see, I've been around here at TOP a lot of times. And, you know, after the break, I'll show you some of my favorite picks that I've taken over time.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
La 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 la.
Free.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
Welcome back to Through the Lens. As I explained before, I love taking photos here, and I thought it'd be fun to show some of my favorite photos and explain why. So, my first photo is actually when I was at Disney for the Disney College program. It was for the Halloween party parade, and it is of a skeleton who is a rock star of some sorts, and he was giving these little horns, and the quality of it and the lighting was just fantastic, and I couldn't help but, you know, just really fall in love with it. Maybe a little bit editing here and there, but that's one of my favorites from that parade. Now, in that same parade, they had a little pirate section for Pirates of the Caribbean, and one pirate stopped specifically right in front of me to make sure that he could pose. And that's another, there he is, making a little goofy face, holding a flag. And the lighting as well is just great. It encapsulates the darkness of like what time it was, but the lighting was just perfect right on his face, enough that you could see how he was reacting to spotting me in the crowd, which is crazy to think that he saw me sitting there waiting, I guess. Now coming back to Oswego, I love taking sports photos, and this is from women's hockey. I was lucky enough to get a goal shot, which is very difficult to do if you've never taken photos. And it's only like a once-in-a-lifetime chance that you could really capture that, and I got it. As you can see in the bottom right corner of the goal, the puck flew in, and it's the perfect pose. It's right centered on her, and that's one of my favorites for that reason. Now moving on to spring sports, lacrosse. Here's men's lacrosse. Again, another great goal shot. He's mid-air if you can't tell. Hop in to make sure he can get that goal. The ball is flying right above, right by his helmet, and it's not like too crazy, but enough that if you really look, you could really capture it and spot it. And another one of my favorites for that reason. And yeah, now moving on to the crew. Here we got a bunch of the anchors for hockey all walking together in the hallway. You can spot some familiar faces: Luke Rosenthal, Jerry Wakefield, Garrett Chin, Tommy Tellerino, Kyle Spizak, and Thomas Sturgeon. And I love standing in the hallways before the hockey games to capture these moments, because it just makes them look like superstars, all walking, getting ready to put on a great broadcast. You know, they do their little point to spot me or whatever. But overall, I love doing photos like these, and it was just great quality of capturing all of them, their points, their faces. Yeah, and last but not least, Lake Night is a show here on WTOP, and they had a segment where it was egg roulette, and I was happy enough to catch this, where it's the egg splattering on Jacob Bradley's head. You can see the yolk go everywhere. Shetler's face is very concentrated. The chaos is immaculate, so to say. And I just love this for that reason, capturing that moment and the chaos that happens here. That's beautiful and amazing. So hopefully you enjoyed those photos as much as I have. And after the break, I'll bring Melinda Brancato and Kaylee Richmond to see if they can guess our crew members.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like,
No.
what do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one. Matthew.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted, My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Through the Lens. Here we have Kaylee Richmond and Melinda Brancato, and we'll see if they can guess the crew member. All these photos of the different crew members were taken by me, and these aren't just ordinary photos. No, these photos are zoomed in. So you guys have to guess on who they are just based on either their mouths, their hairs, their hands. So, are we ready?
I'm very confident.
As ready as I'll ever be, Erin.
This is a competition. I'm coming for you.
It's on.
All right, so the first image.
I know who
That's
that is.
Mia.
Do we have to like buzz it?
Wait, how do we?
Yeah, how are we doing this?
How are we doing this?
Immediately I knew that was Mia. Are we buzzing in?
You know what?
Do we have like a sound we have to buzz in?
Or just like the first person to like shout it out?
I guess the first person.
I think we have to buzz because I'm gonna just yell things.
Okay.
It's gonna go by.
All right. Are we just then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You know
what?
I was able to tell it was Mia because she's got a wonderful smile.
Yes. You both get the point for that.
All right. All right.
Okay. My bad as a host. I didn't explain how to buzz.
That's okay. We figured it out.
I think I have a tendency to overthink things. That's what's happening.
All right. Second photo.
Zach Mellon.
I think Melinda got it first.
Yeah. Yep. It's the hair.
Zach Melma
The
from
hair.
Stick to Sports and always roll it.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Now our third image.
Close
Mel.
That's one of my favorites of hers.
That's a great
so
photo.
Funny.
I love her, and I love the kind of late show. They're both chaotic, both hilarious.
Yes.
Just a fun group of people to be around. All right, our next image.
Garrett. Oh, that was
Kaylee.
You have that. You have that.
Oh, Garrett's off to the side, just staring at himself, trying to figure if that was it. Yes, I snuck him through the glass.
Wait.
Yeah.
What's the score count?
Oh, you're obviously winning.
Oh yeah.
Am I?
I think because the first round you both got it, then you got the next two, and then one.
Yeah.
So
it's
two, three. Yeah.
So it's not obviously you.
Yeah.
You're very close.
Yeah.
Close.
Okay.
So next image.
Melinda!
That's me! I think Kaylee got that.
What?
I love that photo.
She buzzed in first. You just yelled, that's me!
All right.
I do love that photo of you, Mel. That's a great picture.
Thank you. I love that photo too. That's my LinkedIn profile.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm so honored. Is there any other photos that I took of you?
There's so many. My entire Instagram is just photos that Erin has taken of me.
Have you
also
used
my
any
profile
photos I took of you?
Yes, I've reposted them to my story, especially on my media account. I definitely have used them.
Erin's photos are everywhere.
I appreciate all the photos you take of me, even if they're like
most of the photos in the album we have in the office. They are a lot of the photos we have on the Instagram currently, and almost all of my Instagram photos personally. So
sponsored by Erin Blank.
Thank you.
Erin Blank photos. Anywho, next image. Mel got that.
Who did you say? Who were you going to
I
say?
thought it was Matt J. Bly for a second.
Okay.
Matthew J. Bly from the
I don't know. It looked like his hair a little bit.
So Mel
anyway,
got that.
but
It is Luke Rosenthal posing with the Luker Continental Championship.
Fair enough.
Wear it like a
Sorry,
badge of
Luke
honor.
Rosenthal.
Yeah. You know, he's just that good. If you didn't check out Lake Night, he'll let you know how good he is.
Oh yeah.
Now, next photo.
Okay, Luke Rosenthal, Jacob Bradley, and Tommy Talarino.
Yeah.
Yes? Yes!
So, because there were 3 people in that photo, and she gets all 3 of them, she even gets double the points.
No, that was good.
I worked on
Did you
that.
have any idea?
I maybe knew wait, it was Kyle Spizak, Jacob Bradley,
Nope.
and wait.
Jacob Bradley, Luke Rosenthal, and Tommy Talarino. And I can tell you what game it was. It was the men's basketball NCAA games when we were We were the control room. No, it wasn't that?
Yeah, you're
Different
wrong.
game?
Men's hockey.
It was hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, that was we had to pre-film the pregame show. That's what that was.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have guessed it.
So unfortunately, I mean, you did get the double points, but unfortunately you were wrong about the
Well,
game.
it's okay.
It's better than I could have done, honestly.
I mean, you thought it was Speed's.
Yeah, I thought it was.
We had people in the back going like, no, you're wrong.
You tried.
Thank you.
But you know what? You've been at every game, so we'll give you that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Some of you. That's why we all have photos.
now the last photo.
Thomas Tellerino.
No.
Oh,
Caitlin
yeah,
goes
she
in
had it.
first.
Oh,
Okay,
I know
I'm
who
gonna
this
go
is.
Thomas Tellerino. I'm pretty sure Kyle Spizak and Thomas Turgeon.
No.
I got it.
All right, Mel, go ahead.
It's the Cat Dads. it's Thomas Turgeon shaking hand, Tommy Tellerino over here.
Okay. All right, I got 2/3 right.
You did, and I do give you credit,
but
she gets the point.
But she gets the point. That's fine. Fair enough.
Unfortunately.
That's fair.
You've played by the rules. I
Yeah.
shouted things out.
Yes, you shouted things out.
After I suggested, hey,
and you
she
probably
wasn't.
looked at these photos a lot more.
Yes, very recently.
Yes.
We're not saying that. All right. So
Anyway.
after that fun game, I will catch you after the break for my last goodbye as a senior.
What's going on?
Dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one. Matthew.
Broadcast
Look
news.
at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
La 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 la.
Free.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one.
Need to
Broadcast
look at-
news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Through the Lens, and if you remember, I'm Erin Blank, Kaylee Richmond, Melinda Brancato. So before I give my sad goodbyes as a senior, I just want to throw it out there. If you guys want to say something about either me or whatever.
Of course you want to say something. Are you kidding? I've known Erin since my freshman year, and throughout that entire, being a freshman and being in this club and whatnot, she's always been extremely kind and welcoming and warm, and you always try to put a smile on people's faces, and you also capture their smiles. And I'm really gonna miss you, and I appreciate everything that you do, and you work really hard. And I mean, obviously a lot of people know you for your camera work, but you're a lot more than just, a photographer, although she's a wonderful photographer. But you're just a really intelligent and creative person, and you recently published a book.
Yeah.
That's bonkers crazy, and I'm super proud of her for that, and I'm really excited to see what else you're gonna do.
Oh,
So.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you. I miss you too. Kaylee?
Well, I guess I have to go after that. Erin, I just met you this year, but I know you will do great, great things in your career. I really enjoyed meeting you this year. Your vibrance is just insane when you enter the room, and you're always hardworking, you're always doing something. And, I'm really gonna miss you, and I'm so proud of you and all that you've done, and yeah.
Oh, I don't want to cry, but I really do appreciate both of you, and I know you both are going to do amazing things here, whether you have another show or whatever you do, and I know you do news a lot in other crew positions, so I know both of you are going to do amazing, and this is sad, but yeah. So thank you both for coming onto my show and dealing with my antics all throughout this semester or last semester, whatever it may be. Thank you so much to WTOP, because I came in as a freshman being like, I'm interested in film and broadcasting, what can I do? And photography was the way in. Billy Cronin, who was the photo director at the time, really encouraged me to do everything. So thank you so much to him and to TOP for letting me run around, take photos of everyone and anything, really, sports, cruise, news, whatever it may be. And also thank you again to TOP for letting me have my own senior week show to, try something new, which was exciting and scary, and I will certainly miss everyone on my next journey, wherever that may be. I don't know yet, but that's okay. As they say, you never know what will happen, but just keep going, and not to quote Disney, but just keep swimming. Whether I continue photography, move into film, writing, I don't know, but again, thank you, both of you, and everyone here, everyone in the back, out here on the floor, everyone who's not here, thank you. I just can't appreciate everyone so much. It'll be a crazy time, but yeah. Yeah.
I'm really proud of you and excited.
Oh. Who will take your photos now?
We'll see.
Next question. No, but
I mean, Garrett's over there taking photos, so maybe he'll take my position.
Taking one right now. Hi.
what do you think is the most exciting thing that you've done, though, throughout your 4 years of college?
I think, honestly, going to Disney, taking a semester off and then coming back, doing schoolwork, because just meeting the people there was insane, and being able to work at a crazy amusement park, I mean...
I remember you mentioned Off the Clock, and you did your vlogs every week, and I know I looked forward to it, and everybody who was on the crew and just, you know, in general in the office really looked forward to your vlogs to keep up with you and make sure you were doing okay. And
yeah, it was certainly a time, and just meeting everyone was incredible. And obviously seeing me do the Halloween party, that was one of my bucket list items, and I was so thrilled to do it. Meeting Norwegians was amazing too, and just everyone from different states. It was crazy, and then coming back here was just being welcomed back with open arms just made me feel great, and I'm certainly going to miss the comfort I felt coming back, but yeah, I don't know.
I know, and then, you know, after Oswego, just doing your career woman thing.
Yeah, maybe photography, like I said, maybe film, maybe writing.
Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe go back to Disney.
Maybe. Now, is your favorite version of, or genre, I should say, of writing horror? That was kind of the publication that you did.
Sometimes horror, sometimes comedy.
Yeah.
Sometimes child entertainment.
Where can we see what you do next?
You could follow me on Erin Blank Photos. That'd be great.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
I'm all for shameless plugs.
Support me on my Instagram and follow my photo or video journeys wherever that may lead me. But I'll certainly be posting on there wherever that shall take me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will certainly miss you.
I'll miss you.
You know, we've only met this semester, but it'll be fine.
That's what's fun about college, though. You form really long-lasting connections in a very fast-paced time. I mean,
Exactly.
I mentioned I've known you my freshman year, but I've only been here like 2 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, that says a lot.
I think our first meeting was basically like major discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to really get to know each other. And
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about who you are as a person as well, and, you know, being open to new experiences and opportunities that come your way, whether that be traveling or, you know, whatever life takes you to next.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, thank you again. Much appreciated for all the experiences I've had, and I will certainly miss everyone here, not here, this college, as much as I say otherwise off the clock. But thank you, everyone, for looking through the lens with me, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to the Senior Week edition of the Burial Ground. My name is Jack Franzino, and I'm here with my co-host Clyde Anderson, as always, and we can get right to it. There has been so much going on in wrestling lately, and really, since the last time we were on the air especially, there's been plenty of premium live events, including the one that happened just last night, Backlash, of course. But first, let's touch on the show that kind of preceded that, WrestleMania. So, what do you think about it?
WrestleMania was amazing. We had Roman Reigns retain his World Heavyweight Championship against Cody Rhodes.
Oh yeah, controversial decision for sure.
We had Bianca going 3-0 at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
We had Austin Theory defeating John Cena so quickly.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. We'll talk a little bit more about the Roman stuff now, but let's talk about the Theory's John Cena match first, because I don't know about you, but like in my childhood, I grew up and I saw John Cena kick out of finisher after finisher after finisher nearly every match that he's ever been in. And then at WrestleMania, that wasn't the case. What did you think about that?
Timing. Him being away from wrestling for a good like 4 months. His last match was December 30th on SmackDown, where he defeated Roman and Sami Zayn, and him having that match against Austin Theory and reluctantly having that match. I don't think he prepared for the match. I think he's so focused on Hollywood than the match in general.
Yeah, his cardio could have been off.
I think Austin Theory is right about everything he said about John Cena.
Clearly. And I mean, I guess it wasn't so bad just because I thought it was a good start to WrestleMania as night one. Like, it was a good way to really set the pace going and, like, let the audience know, like, maybe sometimes, just sometimes, a finisher will matter and, like, it'll be the actual end of the match. But other than that, let's go from the U.S. title to the Intercontinental title, because I think one of the highlights of that weekend was definitely Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther.
Yeah, that match was, like, amazing. It's one of the best matches of night one, correct?
Yeah, I believe it was night one, yeah.
It was a 5-star match. It was a hard-hitting fight. The right guy won. Gunther won.
Yeah.
I thought Drew was going to turn on Sheamus, but it didn't happen. So I'm guessing now with the draft, and I don't think Drew even got drafted. I think due to his contract. So
no, I believe Drew's a member of Raw.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Oh.
But yeah, I know there is some rumors right now about if his contract is expiring within the year or so. There might be rumors that, or there are rumors that he's going to leave the company. Which, as the former chosen one, and even though he did get his world title, he didn't really get it in front of an audience.
He got in front of a fan of 0.
Yep. Yeah, like, it's awful for him. Like, after being chosen like nearly a decade ago or whatever it was at this point, he finally got his run, and he was doing great. And really, like, he's always been one of the most legit competitors that they've had for a while now. His intensity in the ring is unmatched potentially. Like, I think he's got a lot of potential, and I would hate to see him go so quickly. Like, they haven't really given him his actual main event push just yet.
Not yet. So what do you think about the night one main event, which was the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens?
Oh, yeah.
And then coming back together to defeat the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions
They got that booked perfectly, in my opinion. Like, that tag team main event, first of all, just the fact that a tag team match main evented WrestleMania, the first time ever I was...
Actually, no, second time ever, because WrestleMania 1.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
And Piper and
yeah, but this was like the first time the tag team championship main evented WrestleMania, and like they had an actual storyline going throughout like the entire year. Of course, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, their frenemy relationship, exactly what I was going for. Yeah, like that relationship has been one of the most compelling things going in WWE for years, literally. And then
7 years.
Yeah, and then like the Bloodline, or Sami Zayn's introduction to the Bloodline, and like everything about him just joining the Bloodline, and then eventually getting
stripes. And low key Sammy Uso. They never officially named him Sammy Uso, but
they called him it here and there.
He created the Usi slogan, which trended worldwide.
Yeah, and it didn't end up being a very Usi WrestleMania for the Usos.
or a Usi Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. But yeah, that tag team main event was definitely a huge highlight of mine. Like, just, I love how they implemented everything else going on, and then like all of the outside interference ended up, or like for the tag team match itself, it wasn't really so much outside interference. It was more just like actually in the ring, and the right people actually won, and it kind of made people think that Cody was going to win going into night 2's main event, but WrestleMania showed that WWE had different plans, which I think you might be in agreement with me, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were in the minority opinion when we both actually thought that Roman Reigns should beat Cody Rhodes, correct?
Yeah, correct. I predicted this on my podcast. I'm like, yeah, I think if Sammy and Kevin win, Roman's winning, and that wind up being true for both main events. Roman being the first wrestler ever to go to 3 straight WrestleMania as the Universal Champion and defend the title and walk out as champion. Never has been done. Not Hogan, not Austin, not Hunter, not Cena, not even Rock. Rock he walked in twice at WrestleMania with titles, but he never walked out.
Yeah, they're really showing how great Roman has been. Pushing him as one of the top competitors, not of this generation, but of any generation.
So, like, with this going on, Roman going to WrestleMania 40, that's
right. Well, we'll see. We'll talk a lot more about Roman Reigns and the Bloodline once we get back from the break. Stay right with us. Thank you.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer with that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to the Burial Ground. So all these stories going on in wrestling, no doubt. The main storyline right now is the Bloodline. Where do you think the Bloodline in its 3-year arc is going as of right now?
You know, that is the question on everybody's mind. During that tag team match, the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Backlash, and Matt Riddle. During that match, we saw so much dissension being hinted at, and like in the Bloodline, like there was a lot of cracks being shown, and like because of that, I'm very interested to see what's going on SmackDown right now, because we saw Jimmy Uso kicked Jey Uso. He super kicked him in the face by accident during the actual tag team match. And then Solo and Jey were tagging each other in and out, and then eventually they were getting to the blows to the point where Solo was showing that thumb going for that Samoan spike. And like with all of that in mind, I don't see a way where the Bloodline, like they won the match though, which makes me think like maybe there is some more hope for the Bloodline. They could drag it out a few more months or whatever and try to patch things up a little bit. But
where do you think the crowd's going to come into it? Do you think SummerSlam, Night of Champions, Money in the Bank?
Night of Champions is coming up really soon.
That's Roman's 1,000th day as Universal Champion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is a perfect time, I think, for the Bloodline to crumble.
And around that same time, it should be Roman's surpassing Punk's longest reign as WWE Champion, which was in like 2011 to 2013. So he'll be the longest WWE Champion as well in the modern era.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that makes sense, because like he had the Universal
during
title
the WrestleMania era,
But yeah, that WWE title reign is about to get surpassed too. Gosh, how
I
did the time
hate it
fly?
because I love Punk and I don't want 434, 435 to surpass, but Roman's champion. I can't control that.
Yeah, look, records were meant to be broken in the first place, but sticking back to the bloodline and like what I think is going to go on with the bloodline, truth is, the bloodline is still as strong as ever to a certain extent just because they have Solo and everything. Like the way that they booked Solo throughout his entire run, like he gets the win at Backlash and he's just constantly, like he's been pinned, what, like once?
Just once by Cody.
Yeah, like I still think that Solo, without a doubt, is going to stick with Roman for like the entire build past SummerSlam going into WrestleMania 40.
I think Solo is like Roman's now new right-hand man. It's not Jey Uso anymore.
But do you think that this could end up leading? Because you saw, actually, it was very interesting to me, Jey Uso and Solo, when they were having that banter back and forth, Jey was saying, like, I'm your brother, not him, which is, like, he was talking about Roman there, but he's putting Solo against Roman. I don't think Roman's going to like that very much.
Of course not, man. He's the tribal chief. He's head of the table #1.
Yeah, and like because of that, like I want to see Roman like really get angry at the Usos and like maybe literally ban him from the Island of Relevancy or whatever. Like ban them both. Like I want to see that. Like the bloodline has been going great right now. But I need the Usos to get kicked out, and like I think I could see a way where they could get kicked out for a few weeks, a few months even, and then maybe by SummerSlam or so they'll end up joining or trying to like regain the Tribal Chief's trust.
Correct.
Like I think that is a very interesting way for them to go.
Do you think Jey Uso will turn again on Roman?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hate it. I really would not hate that idea. I don't know if it's going to happen. I feel like he's going to still try to get on his good side as much as possible.
Nah, I think Jay's going to hit Roman. So sooner or later, he's going to get so upset he's going to turn on Roman.
Is Jimmy going to go with Jay then, or would Jimmy then like stick with?
I think he'll stick with his
Roman,
brother.
Or he's going to stick with
his
brother.
I think he'll stick with his brother. He'll see. Because like remember, Jimmy Uso kind of helped save Jay from getting destroyed at the Hell in a Cell match in 2021, I think it was.
Of his title reign back then. But we have never seen Jimmy fight Roman, I don't think, ever.
Nah, never.
Never for the title, at least, of course. But I think that if they're going to have one of the Usos potentially challenge him, I would like Jimmy to maybe get that rub, although Jay has been very great. Like,
correct.
He's
proven himself.
Out.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think he'll be like, in my opinion, top 10 singles wrestler of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we get back, we will return and go over the thoughts on the mid-card. What do you think?
Yeah, all these lesser storylines. Go.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
all this talk about the main event, let's give the mid-card a little bit of a spotlight. So what are your favorite storylines going on right now?
Right now, Rhea Ripley, she is the current SmackDown Women's Champion, which is now drafted to Raw.
Of course, because why would WWE just draft the correct champions for the brand to the correct brand?
They never get this right. But her match at Backlash against Zelina Vega was like amazing. From what I've heard from you, I didn't get to watch it. I heard like bits and pieces of the entrance. I heard the crowd was hot for her. The crowd was hot for the match. What are your thoughts since you watched the match?
Yeah, it was a very fun match. I honestly wish they could have given Zelina a little bit more offense in. Like, it was a pretty dominant showing for Rhea Ripley, although Zelina was getting her offense here and there. She had her big moves or whatever. I think the main part about that was just seeing the crowd and how much they were behind Zelina Vega. This was the first time she was ever able to perform in front of a lot of her relatives, with her being from Puerto Rico or having Puerto Rican descent. And like it really showed like the emotion was pouring out of her before the match even started.
Correct.
And
what do you think about her outfit, real quick?
Oh yeah, that was perfect. The flag, the Puerto Rican flag, that was absolutely a magnificent touch, chef's kiss. But yeah, like I think the match itself really established Rhea as like they were really pushing her as the next big thing, because I think right now both women's champions look extremely strong. Bianca's held the title since.
Oh my God! Like last year WrestleMania was the one she used. Yeah, I think right now she had 400 days.
Yeah, 400
So surpassed Becky Lynch's longest reign. So and she's undefeated at WrestleMania. But what you think about Carlito and interfering with this Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match?
Yeah, that was probably my moment of the night. Personally, I was so hyped and excited. I was a little busy that night. There was a few things going on in my apartment or whatever. So like I paused the match like during the match actually, like right before Carlito showed up. So like I went back to it like hours later, and then like immediately Carlito shows up, and like you hear that I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool, and that was the most I've ever popped for like by myself almost.
Oh my God!
It was the greatest sight ever. Carlito has always been one of the most entertaining people, going all the way back to his feud with John Cena and like his Intercontinental title reign back in the day, and just
the United States title,
or
he
Cena was the U.S. title.
Yeah, it was the U.S. title, but
I think he's had both.
Who Cena? Nah,
Carlito.
Cena, he had both, but Cena only had the U.S. title. He never.
No, I was talking about Carlito. Either way, though. I digress. That Carlito showing up again for the LWO was just icing on the cake. That match was, I think, the pacing of it was perfect. We got a whole like 15 or so minute street fight, just Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest one-on-one, which I thought they were gonna have the interference a little bit earlier, but Bad Bunny really showed himself to be very capable in the ring. And
do you think he's the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time?
He could be, like, especially because I think he has a lot more to give to this business. Like
he has.
Yeah, his storylines are far from over, and the aggression that he was showing, like I'm thinking back right now to like when Damian Priest was at the ring post, and then Bad Bunny, Damian Priest was like begging for him to stop or whatever, and Bad Bunny would not stop. He was showing so much aggression. It made me think like, maybe he has a heel run in him.
But this dude just came from Coachella, and then he hosted the Met Gala, or he did 2 nights of Coachella, I'm sorry, and he was just at the Met Gala this week.
Yeah, he's doing everything, and just showing up and breaking people through tables and getting put through tables as well.
What do you think about Gunther being on Raw?
I think it was the right move. He's dominated SmackDown, and yes, they did just have a draft, so the rosters are going to be different regardless. But there is still a lot of fresh rivalries that is for him on Monday Night Raw, and also just him being in the Imperium faction. I think there's a lot of storytelling that they could do, and having a 3-hour show is going to help them with that a little bit more, to give them a little bit more spotlight.
Correct.
Because Gunther right now, I think, is one of the most legit competitors on the roster. I was saying this, I remember on this show actually, well before he even won the IC title, about how much I liked him and how much I thought that he had a lot of potential to go into the main event scene. And
he has proven himself. Look at the Royal Rumble showing and what he did at WrestleMania. And within the last 6 months, this dude had 2 5-star matches rated by Dave Meltzer. Like, it's very hard for him to give 5 stars to one particular wrestler within a year's time.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer does not give those ratings to WWE superstars ever. Like that is reserved for
wrestling when they get like 7,000 stars. Like,
that is reserved for the Tokyo Dome and the Tokyo Dome only.
But what do you think about the women's tag team titles? Not much.
Well, about that, the women's tag team champions are currently Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, like this is the problem with the women's tag teams or the tag team titles. The problem is they don't have any stories going for them, like at all. Like they've just kind of been creating random teams here and there, and some teams are sticking, some teams not so much. I feel like they would have been much better off if Damage Control just like held control of the tag division at the very least and like made their name mean something a little bit more.
But they took more L's than wins. Damage Control.
Yeah, they've been kind of a joke. And Io Sky, just to give her a quick shout out, she had a fantastic match against Bianca at Backlash. Like she really has been killing it in the ring for a very long time now, and like that moonsault of hers is one of the best in the business without a doubt. And I just think that for the women's tag team titles, Liv and Raquel are two really great wrestlers, so I could see them really having a good run if they give them enough time and like they give them some good matches and everything.
Correct.
But yeah, it's just kind of been mediocre.
One question: do you think the WWE should have a mid card title for the ladies?
Yes, absolutely. That is something that they need to do. There is no reason at this point where they still don't have it. Like, there's
they should bring back the European title. Like, come on now, why not?
Yeah, like we got plenty of time. Like, might as well. But I think the issue with bringing back the European title is they have a lot of men's single titles all across the brand.
Correct.
Having a women's mid-card title is, I think, going to really set them apart a little bit, and I think it could really be beneficial, or like can really help the rest of the women's roster get themselves some more single spotlight outside of just the main women's title, because you're not going to always be that main women's champion. Correct. But there are a lot of people that might benefit from a little bit more story time or screen time, and having a mid-card title in the women's division will 1,000% help them out for that.
So when we come back, we'll talk about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and who we think is going to be its first champion since 2013.
Oh, yeah.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarl told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back. So, who do you think is going to win the new World Heavyweight Championship?
Seth freaking Rollins. Who else?
Yeah, who else? I should have known. Why would I ask?
Let's bring back Monday Night Rollins from 2018, 2019.
Hey.
That's what we need right now. Seth has been a centerpiece in WWE, the company for the last, 12 years now? This is 2013. Well, yeah. for the last 12 years. He hasn't been champion since 2019. I think it is right for him to be the new world heavyweight champion, and to make that belt mean something again. It doesn't dilute from what Roman has done the last 1,000 days. Amazing. I couldn't ask for a better champion than Roman Reigns, but he has a strap hold on those 2 world titles, and we do need a traveling world champion. That's going to be on Monday Night Raw, and Seth Rollins is that guy.
Yeah, like I've heard the internet, some of them are complaining like this is demeaning or like this is diminishing Roman's title. I completely agree. This is only helping WWE establish themselves and establish their stars as just better main event talent. And yeah, Seth Rollins is a guy that's been there, done that, but he is a guy that has clearly been positioned as one of their top guys throughout this entire year or so of storytelling, and of course going back well before that, like even
during the
ever since he left the
pandemic
Shield
era, he was like the Messiah, and now he's what's his version now? Right now, this funny gimmick, funny
he's just a Joker laughing dude. I don't know if there's a specific name for this version of himself, but he's been going and just being one of the most entertaining guys on the roster forever now. His match against Omos at Backlash, I think, was actually really good. I thought, like, for Omos, like, I myself am somewhat of an Homo sapien. Like, I do like Omos as what he brings to the company. That giant heel, like, you need a character like that is going to be like that the Goliath-esque figure.
Correct.
But Seth Rollins really had a good match with him, and I have no problem with him winning the title, but I just think that the right guy to win it is Finn Balor, because going back, he was the first ever Universal Champion, but of course he got injured by Seth Rollins during that match when he got powerbombed into the ring apron.
Why would they rerun that match back?
I would love it, but they can't because they're somehow... I don't like that they decided that we need a champion to represent both shows or whatever. Roman's not even on SmackDown, I guess, which is why they put wrestlers from SmackDown into this tournament, I guess. But I just think it was going to be, like, everyone thought it was going to be the championship for Raw. And, like, there's no reason that it's not just Raw superstars fighting for this, because I don't think anyone's expecting anyone from SmackDown to win in the first place. But, yeah, I just want to see Raw with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day reigning supreme and just getting that Universal Championship reign that we never got to see, because he is clearly a very talented wrestler, but there's not that much time left on the show, unfortunately.
Of course not.
But,
what did you say? Want to say your things?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I would, of course, first of all, from the bottom of my heart, and of course from Clyde's as well, we would both like to thank WTOP, every single member that's ever been a part of the crew, and just everyone that's worked on this show, helped us out, and has really just made this experience probably my favorite from all of Oswego, potentially. Like, it's been a pleasure, and like the small amount of time that we have been able to work on this show, I really have enjoyed every single second of it, and wish that there could have been even more episodes of The Burial Ground, of course. We didn't get to do nearly as much as I would have expected or hoped to do at the beginning of the show, but at the end of the day, I think it was very successful nonetheless. And yeah,
it's my pleasure and honor for you to ask me my first day at SUNY Oswego, and I denied you
a few times.
And I had to check myself. I'm like, this is my time to enjoy myself here, and you open up a door for me to talk about something I love, and I'm forever thankful for you, and thankful to WTOP, thank you for SUNY Oswego, thank you for my church, my girlfriend Shanice, my mom, my dad. I thank everybody for this opportunity. It allows me to get out my shell.
Yeah, like this is an opportunity to express our inner child and just some of the greatest storytelling that we never really get to talk about so much. And like a storyline, or just a platform like this, can't ask for anything else. Thank you so much for watching any of the times. Have a
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Kicking It with Kyle. That's right. You know, the studio gave me an upgrade. I was rocking with a single block on Sports Talk last year. You know what? They decided to upgrade my pay a little bit. You know, give me a couple extra million to do the solo show. It's whatever. We're moving on. But you may be wondering, hey, what am I about to watch? So what is Kicking It with Kyle? Well, let's just say it's a spinoff. There's not much more to it other than that. So you might be thinking, what the heck am I getting myself into right now? Well, you'll be getting a lot of college football, a bunch of other random ideas in the abyss that is my brain. So let's not waste another second. Let's run it right into the college football. So the Big 12 currently, they just went out and asked a bunch of Pac-12 teams about their interest in joining the Big 12. They contacted Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah about joining the Big 12. So now what does this mean for college football in general? Well, we already know that the Pac-12 is pretty much a poverty franchise, or poverty conference, my apologies, and it's really fallen apart, and it has been falling apart for a hot minute now. They lost UCLA to the Big 10. They lost USC to the Big 10. Oregon's in the threat of leaving. So everything's kind of all just going all over the place for the Pac-12 right now. So would I be surprised to see another team join them? Probably not really, honestly. And especially Colorado, with how Deion's been turning that program around. I mean, hey, they went from what? They didn't even get 30,000 fans in the last couple of years. They have 30,000 tickets sold for their spring practice. That's right. They've sold more tickets for their spring practice with Deion than they have the entire last 7 years. So we'll see what happens when it comes to the Pac-12. But now we're going to move on. Jalen Hyatt, not Hyatt. I'm jumping ahead of myself. We're going to go to quarterbacks. Who is the best quarterback in this draft? Well, so a lot of speculation in the last couple of weeks has come out about, is Anthony Richardson him? Is he the guy? You know, he's coming out of Florida. Is he him? I personally don't think he's the first overall guy. I don't think you put him there. I still think Bryce Young, despite all the hate that the NFL scouts have been giving him, McShay gave him a horrible take on it, saying that he wasn't one of the best quarterbacks, that GMs should be worried about his height. I mean, Bryce Young's gone out and he's shown himself. I'm not a Bama fan. Everybody that knows me knows I hate Bama. But that guy is a baller. He will throw it down the field. I think he's better than C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud chokes in tight games, in really important games. I mean, we saw it. He's been to the playoffs twice, choked in both games. I'm not taking him first. I'm not taking Richardson, who hasn't proved anything, first. I'm taking Bryce Young. Bryce Young is still the best quarterback pick, in my opinion. So now we get into Jalen Hyatt, as I was mentioning. Tried to jump ahead of myself a little bit. But, I'm a speedy guy, just like Jalen Hyatt, who we're talking about right now. The Tennessee receiver, is he the best receiver in the draft? See, personally, a lot of people say that he's just he's not a good route runner. He can run a fade, and that's it. He can run down the field really fast and catch. But here's the thing. A lot of people said about Julio Jones. A lot of people said about Justin Jefferson, who's turning up right now. They had fantastic NFL careers. And fun fact, in the combine, he ran a faster 40-yard by 0.2 seconds faster than Justin Jefferson, 0.1 seconds faster than Julio Jones. Two of the best guys who just run fades, go down, catch the ball. Jamar Chase does that all the time. It's worked out for the Bengals pretty well. Why wouldn't it work out for Jalen Hyatt? He balled out. He single-handedly took Bama down pretty much. How many touchdowns did he have in that game? I don't got anything else to say. Jalen Hyatt, besides maybe Quentin Johnson, he's the best receiver in this draft. Simple as that. So now we move into who is the best coach in college football. A lot of debate's been going on around this lately. And you know what? I'm going to have to go with Kirby Smart. Is Kirby the best? I think Kirby probably is the best. And why, you may ask? Well, he is the only one Jimbo Fisher beat Saban. But he is one of the only assistants of Saban to beat Saban, one. And in his 7 years as a head coach, he is 81-15. He has won 84.4% of the games that he has head coached in college football. Do you see a better percentage than that? I don't. This dude is literally winning. What's mastery on a Regents? 85? This dude's basically in the mastery Regents range for college football coaching. Right now, he is the best coach. He is 8-2 out of 10 bowl games that he's had as well. So I don't think there's much discussion up there. I think Kirby's probably the best that they got right now. But now we're going to move into one of my personal favorites. You guys know, you know me pretty well by now, a lot of you. I don't like Alabama, and I don't like Nick Saban. So what is Nick Saban crying about now, you may ask? Well, he's crying about his schedule. Real ironic, Bama, the team that's always number one, Bama's best. He's complaining about a tough schedule. Yeah, it's part of the reason why they get in every year is because their schedule is normally a cakewalk. But this year, SEC said, I don't know, Saban, pump the brakes a little bit, not so fast, right? Nick Saban said, quote, They're giving us Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. I don't know how they came to that decision. Well, probably part of the reason that they came to that decision is because they're in your conference and you never play hard conference opponents normally. Who does Bama normally play? They normally play somebody like Vandy, Mizzou, teams that are just trash. So, wow, you got to face some actual competition. We'll see how good your team really is this year. You lost to LSU last year and you lost to Tennessee. Be better. Auburn sucks. So now, moving on. NCAA making some rule changes when it comes to the time clocks in college football. So the new rule changes say no more consecutive timeouts, so meaning they can't call timeout after timeout. They're trying to speed up the game of college football. It's been getting a bit slow as of late. No on time down at the end of the first quarter or third quarter. That's just basic clock management stuff we're working with. There's really not too much to dive into here. But the one that I noticed, clock will run after first downs unless within the 2 minutes of a half. Because in college football, you get a first down, clock stops, you get to go up to the line. Once you get set at the line, that's when the clock starts again. So that's going to shave off a lot of time and make teams force the ball down the field quicker. They can't take as much time in their huddles. And I think it's much needed because as much as I love college football, oh my God, the media timeouts kill me. And the games just take so long and it gets very, very repetitive. So now, last but not least, in this graphic you see, is Texas dumb? Yes, that's a SpongeBob reference. Texas is a dumb state. Sorry, but is Texas back? Are they actually back this time? That's what we're getting into here. I mean, you got to figure. They got Quinn Ewers returning for his senior year. He came in from Ohio State last season. He played fairly well for him. They almost took down Bama in the first game of the season. If Ewers doesn't go out hurt, they probably end up doing so. They probably end up taking down Bama if Ewers doesn't get hurt in that game. I mean, you got Xavier Worthy coming back at wide receiver. He's one of the better wide receivers in college football. The big loss you're going to have is no Bijan Robinson, the best running back in college football last year. You're going to miss him. How's that going to go? But we'll just have to see. But that's all we got for right now. We're going to throw it over to break. When we come back, we're going to get into a little bit of Division I college hockey. I know we normally talk about D3 here, but that's right. We're getting into D1. Stay tuned for more Kicking It with Kyle.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm going to need that back. No. Kevin!
And welcome back to my magic wonders that I call a TV show. It's kicking a ball around or something like that. Yeah, you get the deal. Let's go on with it. So it's time. It's playoff time. I mentioned it a little bit. College hockey playoff season right now. So you know what time it is. It's time for some good old college hockey. You know, as a wise man once said, Coxie, why'd you want to play college hockey? I hope somebody got that reference, please. But First things first, Brooks got the reference. That's all that matters. So first things first, we're going to hop right into the Big Ten playoffs. So much to my own demise, everybody knows I'm a big Penn State guy, even though I am wearing this Notre Dame sweatshirt right now. Ironic. But I'm a big Penn State guy. Penn State got knocked out this last weekend, yesterday actually, as they fell to the Ohio State Buckeyes. I despise them with a burning passion. But yeah, Notre Dame actually drops too. Michigan State knocks out Notre Dame in the Big Ten quarterfinals. And Michigan, they dust off Wisconsin like it's nothing. Minnesota gets the first round bye, given that Minnesota is probably the best team in college hockey right now. Nyes and Cooley, just too good of a duo. They can't be stopped right now. So in the semifinals, we will see Minnesota versus Michigan State. Minnesota with a 77% chance to win that game. Most likely will. Like I said, Logan Cooley and Nyes, and then Michigan State, Ohio on the other. I don't care who wins that, but oh, wow. So now we're going to move on to the ECAC playoffs, which recently got underway. ECAC, a lot of teams from the local upstate New York area. You got Cornell, you got Clarkson, RPI. RIT's not in there, but still an upstate team. Anyways, so in the quarterfinals, number 1 Quinnipiac will be taking on number 10 Yale. Quinnipiac's going to dust them like it's absolutely nothing. Quinnipiac and Harvard, both teams in the ECAC, ranked in the top 10 in the nation right now. Quinnipiac, in my opinion, probably the best team in the college hockey behind Minnesota right now. I feel like Quinnipiac takes a nice run. Cornell and Clarkson will face off against each other, which will be a huge game. Semifinals will be in Lake Placid, New York. And St. Lawrence, yeah, we got good old Tommy Turgeon back there, St. Lawrence boy, will be taking on the toothpaste company in Colgate. So my predictions, St. Lawrence, Cornell, Harvard, Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac takes down Harvard and beats Cornell in the finals. So now we got another division because, it's hockey. There's a lot. Who's going to come away with the Hockey East is a big question. It's been a big toss-up this year, as we've had a lot of teams. Maine, Providence coming in and out. UMass Lowell looking decent at times this year. UConn getting a new $70 million stadium. Northeastern winning the Beanpot tournament, which wasn't expected, knocking off Harvard and Boston University. Boston College in there as well. Merrimack, they're going to name in there. So some of the matchups that we're going to see, Vermont and Maine tomorrow on Wednesday. I can see Maine taking that one. New Hampshire, Providence. New Hampshire beat Providence not too long ago. UMass Lowell and UConn. I'm not a big Husky guy, so going to have to pass on them. Massachusetts and Boston. That's going to be a good one. UMass or Boston College. Go to Boston College. I think Boston University takes the Hockey East at the end of the season, though. So now on to our last of the hockey playoffs going around right now, the NCHC, the Western Division. So got a slew of fantastic teams in here. Denver, St. Cloud, Minnesota Duluth, Western Michigan, Colorado College, Nodak. You got some powerhouses in here. It's going to be a great conference. First round of the quarterfinals, Denver has a 99% chance to just dust Miami, Ohio, like it's absolutely nothing. St. Cloud, 78% to beat Minnesota Duluth. That'll be a game that I'd keep upset watch on that one. You never know. Nodak, I think they got Omaha's actually put over Nodak. I think Nodak pulls that one out. Although they will not be playing in the Ralph, they will be in North Dakota. When Western Michigan, them Lawson Lunatics, they're too crazy, man. They're going to go crazy. Colorado College doesn't stand a chance against that. At the end of the day, though, I think Denver takes the NCHC. But now we're moving on to a new segment. I know, it's a whole new show. How can it be a new segment? But this is called Questions with Kyle. And yeah, I know I'm stealing more from Sports Talk. Crazy, right? Mr. Brooks, if you want to come in here real quick.
Yeah, what's up, man?
We got it. What's up, Brooksy?
I was trying to find your guest, and I don't know who's going to be answering these questions. I don't know.
Well, I guess you can take a seat then.
All right,
Come on,
thanks.
Come on, pop.
Appreciate it.
All
right,
let's go.
Let's go.
We got some questions we got to answer.
Let's do this.
All right, Brooks. You know what? I'm a nice guy. You're the contestant. You're coming on the show. You get the first pick.
I get the first question. Do I ask you the question or do I answer?
No, you take it away yourself.
I take it away myself.
And
okay.
answer the question.
All right, let's go.
So
first question. Whoa. How many isosceles triangles are there on Spaceship Earth in Epcot? I have a feeling on who asked this.
Yeah.
Our Disney
could
geek in the
piece that one
back.
together a little bit.
Isosceles triangles? I'm not. I
don't
don't know.
know.
I'm not really a big math guy. Not really a big triangle guy. Let's
Just
say
guess a
like
random number.
2,000.
Yeah.
2,000.
Oh no, we don't have an answer, so I
We
can't
don't.
really give that to you.
All right.
All right, now it's my time. Go into the bucket of death, because that's pretty much what this is.
This is scary.
This
is scary.
All right, so
we'll skip that one?
that didn't take long.
All right.
Skinner, I know this was you. Skinner, that one was you, and I know it was.
Oh gosh.
All right. How many bowling pins are required to be left standing to be a Greek church?
What?
Oh.
A Greek church?
I don't know. I'm not a big bowling guy. I'm personally horrible at bowling.
I'm decent. I'm decent at it.
I'm gonna say 5. I don't know. I don't know.
Can we get like a ding or a
Nah,
sound? No?
we're wrong.
Not today? All right.
Take it away, Brooks.
All right.
I was right.
Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go.
What?
What's this?
Okay.
Oh. It says Garrett or Jake.
Garrett or Jake?
Wow. Did Garrett write this one?
That is, I'm going to go to another question. I'm not going to answer that.
Come on. You
Come
can't
on.
do us like that.
Come on
you
now.
Can't do us like that.
That
man.
is.
Come on, be better. Be
All right,
better.
here we go. Oh, if you were the ruler of your own country, what would be the first law you would make and why? The first law that I would make. Well, I would probably say that, that everyone has to be Philadelphia Eagles fans because I'm a big Fly Eagles Fly guy. Hell yeah. Come on.
All right. Do you put ketchup in the fridge? Yes. Yes. Ketchup belongs in the fridge.
Yes.
You cannot have, like, what? You want some moldy ketchup out? Like, no, come on. Be better. So we're going to toss it to break real quick. And when we come back, I'm going to review a movie with my roommate. Stay tuned.
Now it is time for Black Card Revoke. Like, what's this apology about now?
At least that's what I feel like. I don't know. I thought it was cute. You know?
I thought it was too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what about this black lace ensemble? You did a little song.
Yeah, I see it.
You did a little something. Yes.
I'm gonna figure it out though.
But it won't breathe to the sway.
Yeah.
And I'm Donna. And this is the Sunset Show. Grab your low-rise jeans because we're taking it back to the 2000s. Let's go, girls. Uggs and low-rise jeans.
Together?
One of the boys, boy.
Sorry, it's my agent. He told me that you're canceled.
Shebangy.
Welcome back to the Kind of Lake Show, where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Well, my birthday was November 13th, so it's been quite some time.
I think at the end we saw who get up.
I get that. I can't.
It's a winner, and I did bring you sweater for everyone.
Here you go! I know your dreams.
You started the paper throwing, just the immaturity. You lost before you even argued.
Pretty insane that the Clippers, 10 of the last 11 postseasons, they're in there.
Too well. I can't say the best show on WTOP because everyone says that nowadays. I wonder where they stole that from. Maybe Sports Talk. Subtle flex. Cream Frige, Laker connections. We're better. So for this block, Steve and I here, well, we watch quite a bit of films, to say the least. So we consider ourselves to be the top movie critics that there are. So our opinions to be trusted the most, and today we review Puss in Boots. Now, Steve, let's start off talking about the plot. We went and we saw Puss in Boots yesterday, and just, wow, what a film.
Even before we get into the plot, just looking at the scenery, it was like a comic book feel, you know?
It was. Yeah, it had to, like, look at
Yeah,
it. Look at
exactly.
it. Come on. Like,
It's adorable.
It's adorable. Kitty soft paws right there. Boom. Like, come on, we got the characters and everything out here. We're too nice. So, basically, the plot of the movie, Steve, if you want to detail us a little bit about what was the theme around Puss in Boots?
The whole point of Puss in Boots is, his whole motto is, he laughs in the face of death. And he has 9 lives, because he's a cat, of course. But in this movie, he was down to his last life, you know? So that was the big thing, and he was just eventually scared of death. 9 lives, as Kyle portrays.
Now he has 1.
And all of his past lives, he was very confident in himself. But when it came down to 1, he started getting scared, and he really started doubting himself.
And let me tell you, for a children's movie, there was so many underlying themes in this movie. I mean, the fear of death, 1, that's the main one of it. 2, he ran away from the altar, man. Oh out of nowhere. They pull out the fact out of nowhere that Puss in Boots was about to get married, and then he dips out from the altar. He just leaves in the middle of his wedding. Never shows up.
Love backstory, just out of nowhere. And that really hit, that one hit the heart.
That one hit. And then there's Burrito, the dog.
Oh, love Burrito. He was annoying at first, but he was just stuck around. He really loved Puss in Boots, and he wanted to be his friend because he didn't have any other friends.
Exactly. You know, heartwarming. Like, come on, what else can you ask for? But basically, so yeah, they're just chilling out there, enjoying their time, having a great time. He's Puss in Boots. He's him. He is literally Himothy.
Yep.
What happens? Boom, he takes down a giant rock monster. Yeah, look at this. Look at this boy.
Oh, handsome.
Look at this boy. Come on. Too good. But yeah, so basically, he takes down this rock monster, and then giant bell, like church tower bell, falls down. Boom. He's got 1 life left. What happens now? Oh, death's coming for him. He runs away. Becomes a house cat. Yeah, the most legendary cat of all time. He literally has a song that says, "Who is your fearless hero?" That's right, Puss in Boots.
Fearless hero.
Man's ego. Through the roof. Through the roof. He was him. And then all of a sudden, boom.
1 life.
Now he's a house cat, growing a gray old beard. He's just out of it.
Yep.
And a great comeback story, really.
Legendary. He buried Puss in Boots. It was dead. He buried him, and he was just a normal house cat. And then he had to come back.
And he did. So now we're going to get into our second point of analysis on this fantastic film. Steve, quite the character development, one would say. Whether it's ranging from, there's just so many characters. You had Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
And remember, the whole Puss in Boots is part of Shrek, and Shrek's whole thing is they just make fun of every fairy tale, which was actually, it makes it really funny, because Goldilocks was kind of like a runaway from home girl, and she just like trained the 3 bears to like help her steal stuff, and they were like a whole family.
Yeah, they're a crime syndicate bear family.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Like, come on, man, come on, you can't get better than that. And then we got the backstory. We got the love backstory of Kitty Softpaws and Puss in Boots, and then they rekindle that and fall back in love at the end. Yeah, look at that.
Oh my
Come
God.
on. How can you not love that? How can you not?
Adorable.
So
look.
Really, and then you really just see Puss go from being the super overly confident, super egocentric, I'm the best, and then he faces fear for the first time in his life. He runs away from it. Yeah, that's how he be feeling. That's how he be feeling right there. He's like, come on, bro. But no, he faces fear for the first time in his life. He runs away, and then at the end of the movie, he reclaims himself and realizes the beauty in only having 1 life.
Exactly. And in like the beginning of the movie, when he was really scared, his lives were flashing before his eyes. But at the end, when he got scared, it was his life, the 1 life he was living right now, and that's the one he wanted to keep. That was his realization.
It's so deep, man. It's so deep. And then you got Burrito.
Burrito.
Talk
Little
me
dog.
through the development of Burrito.
Well, he met Puss in Boots because he was impersonating a cat because he wanted to be a house cat like everyone else, just to have a place to stay and food to eat. And he just wouldn't leave Puss in Boots alone. He just kept bugging him, but he just wanted to be his friend. And he wasn't greedy or anything. He was just happy to have a friend. So he was there for Puss in Boots when he was scared. And he was kind of like a therapy dog. And he just, made him feel a lot better.
Yeah, and this cat also, like, cussed out the entire Goldilocks family. And, like, absolute menace for that. And then at one point he's like, yeah, no, my backstory, I got put in a sock with a rock and thrown in the river and I swam out and existed. Like,
yeah,
this is a kid's film.
Yeah.
This is a kid's film, man.
And you feel so bad for Burrito, the dog, but he was just always so happy. He didn't care.
He didn't. He was just always
living
out
his
there,
life.
just having a great time. Really can't ask for more of that. But now, yeah, look at him. That's Burrito right there, man.
Love that, man.
What a guy.
He's trying to do the cute face, like
he's trying to do
Puss in Boots
the
does.
what is it, the
eyes,
the cat eyes.
The cat eyes, yeah. He had it at the end of the movie, but this is him trying.
Yeah, he gave it his best. He gave it his best shot, man. But now we're really getting into the deep part here. Here's where we really, get the pickaxe out, Minecraft. We're really digging into it now, right? We got the hardest movie villain to ever hit the screen. That's right. DreamWorks just decided, let me drop the most menacing villain of all time. Who'd they drop, Steve?
Death.
That's right. The main villain in this movie is Death himself.
Not metaphorically, not theoretically, just Death. And he's portrays as a big wolf character. And Puss in Boots has his little sword, but Death has these two hooks.
He's got like scythes almost.
Yeah, scythes. Yeah, and he's going crazy on Puss in Boots, and he just really proves to Puss that he's not the best.
Yeah, because every movie, you got Puss going around. He's just like
saving the day. Being the hero.
Nobody can stop him. He's the greatest swordsman there is. Well, swords cat, I guess. He's the best swords cat there is. And then he runs into this wolf, this giant wolf named Death. And he literally said, the part I liked, the irony in it, they set it up great, is he goes, Puss in Boots laughs in the face of Death. And then Death looks at him and is like, well, no one's escaped me yet, because obviously nobody escapes Death. That's the whole point of it. He's literally the Grim Reaper, but in wolf form, man. Come on. And then he takes him to school.
Yeah.
He whips him.
The fight scenes are awesome in this movie too, with the whole comic book feel of it. And the thing about Death was he wasn't like evil or menacing. He was just scary. All he wanted to do was just kill off Puss in Boots and finish off his last life.
Yeah, literally the most menacing character. He whistles when he walks in. He gives us like super menacing whistle. Every single hair on Puss in Boots stands up. Instantly gets terrified and yeah,
there he
bro,
is.
You're telling me you're a cat. You're an orange cat. I can relate to the orange a little bit. You're an orange cat. You're the legend. You're the greatest to ever do it. And then this dude pops up trying to hunt you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? No, you gotta be terrified. But at the end, he comes to terms and he goes, I'm fighting for my last life. I want to keep my last life. And then Death lets him live. So that is all we got for Kyle's critically acclaimed movie review. Getting back to drinking some milk. This is Steve at about, 12:30 in the morning?
Yep.
This man comes out. He's about 3/4 of the way through the Brita.
I'm pouring that.
Man, 12:30 in the morning. He's just going all in on the Brita water, man. Come on. Got to save some for us. But thank you all for tuning in to this magnificent show. I don't know if it's magnificent. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just here to kill the next 30 seconds worth of time because I thought that I had more stuff to go on. But I was a little bit wrong. So now I do what I do best. I ramble. But thank you, Steven. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We'll have to have this man on again for another movie review. As I stated, we are the top tier film critics. You will not get an analysis like this anywhere. So, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Remember, this is the best show.
and welcome to the 5th and final episode of Smile You're on Camera Season 1. It is so nice to be joining you here tonight for this special final episode. I cannot believe our first season is already coming to an end. It is crazy. It has definitely been a wild ride, but I'm so happy to be here tonight with you all after such a good semester here on the show. So, I recently realized that most of my guests have been involved with the arts in some way, and that was an unintentional but fortunate coincidence. First, we had Sam with her animations, Erin and her photography, and last week we had Professor Pritchard with her poetry. For this final episode, I'm bringing out another guest involved with the general arts world, but with a skill that will complete our survey of the arts. Not to spoil too much, but tonight's guest has an impressive talent with music, and I'm so excited to introduce her to you all at home. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest, Katie Miller, for tonight. So Katie, Katie meet everyone and everyone meet Katie. Thank you so much for being on our show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Any first thoughts about being here in the studio?
Well, I'm just so impressed. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here joining us as well. So this semester I enrolled in a class for my audio minor called Intro to Music Technology. I met Katie in the class. She's sitting in the row in front of me. And it's been really cool hearing all the different kinds of projects you've been working on and just kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. And I've also been in some musical ensembles with her, involved with our music department here at Oswego. We'll get into all that later, but Katie, can you give us a short intro into kind of who you are and some of the things you do here at Oswego?
Sure. Here at Oswego, I'm a music performance major, so I study piano primarily, and I'm involved with groups like State Singers, that music technology class, some music theory and piano pedagogy classes. So I study a lot of music, but specifically piano.
I know, it's been so interesting learning more about all the things you're studying. I think it's been pretty interesting learning more about your involvements, of course, and I think that all of you at home are going to learn a lot tonight as well. This video was one of my favorites to edit because there's a special musical surprise in there. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Katie's life now.
It is currently 9 o'clock. This is my little cat Pip. She's been up for a long time. And it is the last day of classes today. So I'm just getting ready for some rehearsals, some classes that I'm still going to. And then tonight I have a concert. So I'll keep you updated on all of that. This is the little practice setup that I've got in my apartment. And I usually practice piano about 3 hours a day. So the first hour of that this morning is going to be working on some Bach and then some pieces for the choir that I accompany.
Pip's outside getting some sun. She's supposed to go climb a tree, but she's a little scared right now. Right now I'm walking to campus. I live like a 20-minute walk from campus, so I like to walk on the days that it's nice outside. And I've got 2 classes today. I have Intro to Electronic Music and State Singers. So here we go. I'm done with classes and rehearsals. I have some more time to practice. So for this practice session, I'm going to be working on my Chopin Ballade. concert, and now I'm home with little Pip. And we're both gonna get some dinner, and then I've got some homework and an Italian test to finish up.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you, Katie, for the mini concert. Those were some beautiful pieces.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed getting the first look at that. I hope everyone at home enjoyed the concert too. I think it's been really cool getting a new perspective about the music department here at Oswego and your own progress with learning about the piano and just music in general. After the break, we're going to be talking a little bit more about some of the things we saw in that video, so make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you after these short messages.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
Did you know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer with that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions. So before the break, we watched A Day in Katie's Life, and we're going to talk about some of those things now. So Katie, one of the main things we saw in your video was your involvement studying and performing as a pianist here on campus. So I was wondering, how did you end up becoming or performing piano on a professional level?
Well, I started piano lessons when I was 7, and my mom enrolled all my siblings and I in piano, and she said, you've got to stick it out. And my siblings all hated it. I was the only one who liked it. And so, you know, I've been sticking it out since then. But I really fell in love with it and got serious in high school. And when I was choosing my college major, I thought I needed to decide on something, you know, serious that I wanted for an actual job. And then I realized, like, this is what I love doing, so this should be my actual job. And so now I'm exploring career paths, looking at grad schools, but it's just always been something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah, I think I can relate. I started playing the cello when I was in 3rd grade, and I'm still continue to now.
Nice.
So it's been interesting seeing like little kid me doing that, and then now look at us here in college doing it as well. So since you said you started at age 7, what's been kind of the reason for you to, I know you said you're passionate about it, but what's been the motivation behind keeping it up for so long?
Well, my family is a really musical family, so that's something that my parents really emphasized. And they paid for my piano lessons, and I don't know, that's just been something that's been really important to me. So I've just kept going, kept loving it.
That's awesome. It's like very inspirational, I would
Thanks.
say. One thing that really stood out to me was your practice schedule. You said you practiced for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
I usually practice for like 1 hour-ish when I have the time to. So that's like a very big time commitment. How do you maintain such a rigorous routine? Is it like how do you find the time to do that every day?
Well, it is tricky in college because, you know, everyone's telling you to prioritize, but then you're thinking to yourself, what do I prioritize? Because there's work, school, you want to have a good social life. So it really comes down to priorities, and I've made that one of my top priorities, is finding the time to practice, putting in the hours every day. And 3 hours does look like a lot, but many pianists are practicing like 6 or 7 hours. So for me, that's a good balance. And I do take a lot of breaks, so I'll practice for 1 hour in the morning and then 2 hours in the evening with some breaks in there. So I split it up a little bit, but that's honestly, just putting in the time makes a big difference on how far you're going to go and how much repertoire you can learn.
I remember recently, a few months ago, I tried learning like a very much level 1 piano piece, because I have no experience on the piano, but I tried learning it, and it took me like a month to learn like this simple, very basic piece. So I applaud your skills. Do you ever have like not creative block, but do you ever find it hard to find the motivation to sit down and practice, or like, oh, I'm not looking forward to this piece, or have you ever experienced that?
Yes, that happens often. I mean, I think that's an issue for any creatives, is just finding the motivation to keep going. And my piano professor has talked to me quite a bit about this. We've talked about how to keep going through, he calls it the drudgery of life and of piano. And often what I'll do is, after I have a really inspiring moment, like I've just played at a concert or something, I'll go journal about that. I have a piano journal where I write down things about my practice sessions. So I'll journal about that, and then when the drudgery is getting too overwhelming, I go back and look at that and think to myself, like, this is why I do it. And then that helps kind of push me forward. But also just having habits in place that encourage me to practice is really helpful. I think all creatives tend to be a little scattered, and so it's good to have some structure for all of us. So that's what helps me.
Yeah, I agree. I know I'm more involved with the arts, but I find that having a good time management schedule really helps to keep everything balanced. The piece we saw in the video was a Chopin piece, right? So that seemed like crazy difficult. So I know sometimes I get overwhelmed when I start looking at a difficult piece, like, how am I ever going to surmount this challenge? How do you start? What's the practice routine like? Is it you do it in little sections, or you run through the whole thing slowly, or? Because you said that was a 9-minute piece, right? Eventually became, so.
Yeah, so this is something I've spent a lot of time on this year, is how to do task management on a project of that size. And my piano professor has been really helpful on this. So the way that I start a piece is I begin with a score study. So I'll sit down with the music in front of me, I'll pull up a good performer and just listen through the piece and be marking in the score certain things that I think are going to be challenging or I want to look into further. And then I will take the piece and divide it into sections. So for my Chopin piece, there were 12 sections, and that can be about a page or like a page and a half. And then I actually use a spreadsheet, which sounds really dorky, but you know, it works. And on my spreadsheet, I'll write the date, how many minutes I practiced that specific section of the piece, the BPM, which is beats per minute, so like how fast the piece, that little section was, and then I'll give it a perfection rating 1 through 10, and I always aim for an 8 or higher. And when I started this method, I thought that the perfection rating would really be a drag and would discourage me, but it's honestly very motivating to be like aiming for a certain level of excellence. And so I've been filling that spreadsheet out for my Chopin since I started it, and that's sort of a way to keep yourself accountable to, you don't have to practice the entire piece, but you at least need to get started on like a certain section. So that helps me on those pieces that are so big, they look a little insurmountable at first.
Wow. I think I need to take some notes for my own practice schedule. I have never made a spreadsheet before. Do you, so in your video as well, we saw your involvement with state singers and also the stand-up Shakespeare show. I also know we performed in a orchestra ensemble for that Bach piece as well. Do you have a favorite group or project that you were a part of this semester here at Oswego that was your favorite or kind of stood out?
Okay, so yes, as you mentioned, I'm involved in a couple groups here on campus. For state singers, I mostly do accompaniment, so I'll play some songs with them. The stand-up Shakespeare group was really enjoyable. I think my favorite collaboration was actually off campus. It was playing in the pit for a high school production of Anastasia, and I played the lead keyboardist for that pit. And the keyboardist position is always tricky because you're kind of managing the rest of the musicians. That was the first time I had done that, and it was very exciting. So I definitely want to do more of that in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's always rewarding kind of having those outside groups and kind of taking it, your solo practicing your solo performance to another level.
Yeah.
One of the things that I first learned about you was that you're from Kansas, which I thought is so cool. I don't know, you meet so many people here at Oswego, but how did you end up here at Oswego?
Well, okay, I've been getting this question a lot since
I know,
moved.
this must be the millionth time.
Yes, and everyone brings up the Wizard of Oz, so at least you haven't done that. Yeah, so I was going to a very small liberal arts school in Kansas, and COVID really hit those schools hard, especially the arts programs. So actually the music program at my school closed down this year. So it was a good time to leave that school. I came to Oswego with my voice professor, and she kind of pointed out that the music program here was really good. And you know, I always say, like, how many times in your life do you just get to move to a new town? So it's been really exciting being here.
Yeah, that must be such a big change to move, like, basically halfway across the country, kind of.
Yeah.
But that's so cool. Do you have any recommendations of places, travel recommendations for anyone who might find themselves in Kansas anytime soon?
Well, Kansas, there's not a whole lot to do. I will say that. There's a lot of cornfields and wheat fields. But Kansas City, Kansas is one of my favorite spots. It actually spans the Kansas-Missouri border. And I really like the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art there. I've gone to a couple Royals games if you like baseball, so there's some fun things to do there.
All right, well, if I ever find myself in Kansas, I'll look back on this episode and see what you said, take your recommendations. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us here tonight and giving us an inside look at some of the things you do here. After the break, we're going to be talking more about what you all have been up to over the last week or so make sure to stick around.
No kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
La 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 la.
Breathe.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
So hello and welcome back, everyone. Now we are going to do our last snapshot segment of the season. How time flies, this is crazy. So let's take a look at our first photo. If we can put that up on screen. So this was submitted by Katie, of course, as we see here, but we got to bring back the cat. So can you, is this Pip again?
Yes, this is Pip.
So how did you end up with Pip in a backpack?
Well, so I adopted Pip from the Humane Society, and the story with the backpack is she loves crawling into small spaces. So if you're not careful, she stows away in everything. Purses, bags, backpacks.
That's so cute. And we saw Pip climb a tree earlier,
yes.
too.
I've been working on getting her outside, but she's still afraid of places that don't have ceilings. So it's a work in progress.
Understandable. I feel like I would just feel the same way if I were Pip.
Yeah.
How long have you had her for?
About 3 months now.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
So new pet
Yeah.
mom there.
Yeah,
Have you
she's
had any
grown up.
other pets?
My girlfriend has a dog, so
Oh, wow.
that was a process introducing the two of them, but now they're buddies.
Oh, that's cute. How
Yeah.
long has she had the dog for?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
A long while.
What is it like? Personally don't have any pets, but what do you love about having animals around, I
Well,
guess?
they're really comforting and soothing. I think especially in college, it's nice to have that sort of support, and they're just your buddies. You come home at the end of the day and you can hang out with them.
Yeah, I recently saw they had therapy dogs outside of the library, and
yeah.
I'm planning on stopping by for finals week because we could use that.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move on to the next snapshot if we could. So this is from Jada in the audience, and a squirrel came outside of your shared apartment. So
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit more about that story?
Yes, so this was when Jada and I first moved to Oswego. We moved into a very tiny, attic apartment, and there were squirrels living in the ceiling, so we could hear them running around above us. And one day while Jada was home, this squirrel launched itself at the window, and I always thought squirrels had nice little noises, but no, they screech and they try and climb through the windows. Yeah, it was crazy. So this squirrel was trying to get in.
That is crazy. And is that Jada's dog in the picture there
Yes.
too? Okay, so
Jada's-
now we met the cat and the dog
Yeah.
too. Last year, this was a while ago, but last year I was getting lunch actually at one of our dining halls, and a squirrel came into the building and was just running around the bottom hallway.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
I just happened to be there. I was the only one down there, and it was me and a janitor fighting a squirrel.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I'm just trying to get lunch here. I'm not trying to get rabies, but but yeah, I think it's interesting that you had squirrels living in your ceiling. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
I know.
I just saw a skunk last night, a real life skunk for real, outside of the library. So
Dang.
that was weird. I was like, whoa, those exist in
There's
real
a
life.
lot of wildlife.
Yeah. So let's take a look at our last snapshot there. So this was submitted by our teleprompter tonight, Brian, and this was at a Syracuse Mets game recently. I love the fireworks, and I love, just in terms of photography as well, the colors. What do you think?
I think it's great. Honestly, since I've moved to Oswego, I've noticed that there's fireworks for every occasion. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I know there's the
fun.
Harborfest fireworks in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm not here over the summer, so that's why I feel like I wish
Yeah.
I could see those. But I'm excited for summer because this reminds me of July 4th. And so
Yeah.
I'm really excited for summer. Do you have any summer plans?
Well, I'm staying here in Oswego, but I'm probably going to go back in a little trip for Kansas, see all my friends and my family back there. So
That's awesome.
It'll be
Yeah,
exciting.
I'm really excited for summer. Go home, kind of take a break from everything because this semester's been crazy. I'm sure you can agree.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so ready.
So thank you to everyone who submitted photos over the course of the season. It's been so interesting seeing what's going on in your lives, and thank you to everyone who submitted photos tonight as well. So now our final episode is almost over. I cannot believe that this first season is coming to a close already. It has been such a crazy semester. At first, I never thought I had the skills to produce a show, and I was honestly about to give up before I even started. I remember talking to some of my friends I can't do this. But now to see this final project come to life and look back on the last 5 episodes is crazy. I know I'm going to be looking back on this for years and years, and I'm so happy I was able to have this experience. I really hope I can continue to do this in the future, and so that I can bring some more interesting stories to light for you all watching at home. I've really enjoyed introducing some of my favorite people on campus to you all, and I hope I can continue to do that in the future as well. So now, since it is the end of the season, I'd like to take the time to do some thank yous as well. So first off, thank you so much, Katie, for coming on to this special episode tonight and giving us a little performance. It was amazing learning more about you. Any final thoughts about being on the show tonight?
Thanks. Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I'm so happy you agreed to come on. It's been awesome. I want to also say thank you for all of you watching at home as well, for your continued support of me, this show, this station, and all the students here. I know it's always a highlight for me going back home and reading all of your messages of support. I always love hearing from you, and it's really meant so much to me. Thank you to our wonderful crew tonight and over the course of the semester. I know we have some new faces here tonight, but I want to take a quick shout out to everyone that's helped me produce this. Without you, all this could not happen. Okay, so yeah, it's been so amazing working with you all. I really hope that we have the opportunity to work together in the future. It's really been a pleasure. And to our graduating seniors, there's been a few of you that really, I will miss you all. It's been so nice working with you over the last few years. I really wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors, all of your guidance, me coming into the studio, asking for your help. I remember coming in like last year when I was just a little baby WTOP member and seeing where I am today. It wouldn't be without you guys. So I'm really gonna miss seeing your smiling faces in the office and here on screen as well. I'm really gonna miss you guys, but I know you're off to great things as well. I wanna say thank you so much to everyone watching at home, my family, all my friends. Thank you so much to the friends in the audience tonight as well. It's been truly, yeah, let's see if we can get them on camera. Quick shout out to them. Yay, woohoo. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, I guess that's it for this semester. I really cannot believe I'm saying that right now. Stay tuned for next semester though, and any future Smile updates. I'm not 100% sure yet, but make sure to stay tuned on our Instagram at SmileWTOP10. And just for any updates about season 2. Thank you all again, for one last time, don't forget to smile because you are on camera. Have a good night, everyone.
And on the shores of Lake Ontario, after a tough outing last night, the Oswego State women's team is back in action here in a very quiet Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena today. I'm Kyle Spizak. Joining me is the mustache magician himself, Jared Wakefield, and the worst floor hockey goalie ever, Thomas Turgeon. Boys, what do we think of today's matchup?
Boy, Kyle.